Good morning, student of class 7. I am your computer teacher Sanjit sir. Hope you all are fine. Today I am going to continue the chapter number 1, computer hardware and components. Okay, chapter number 1, computer hardware and components. So let's start. In my previous video I already have discussed about the introduction of this chapter, and today I am going to discuss the internal hardware. Okay, so move on to the topic. So first is RAM. Random access memory. It is used to store the data and instruction during the execution of a program. Okay. RAM is a temporary and is erased when the computer is switched off. The RAM is a volatile memory. Okay, volatile memory because it erases when the computer it erases the memory when the computer is switched off. Okay. It is a read write type of memory and can only be read and write by the user or programmer. It is as it is possible to randomly uses any location of the memory, therefore the memory is known as random access memory. Okay, there are two types of RAM: dynamic RAM and static RAM. The dynamic RAM is the information stored in the dynamic RAM has to be refreshed after every few millisecond. Okay, after every few millisecond the dynamic RAM is to be has to be refreshed, otherwise it is erased. Dynamic RAM is mostly used for system memory because it is cheaper and has a higher storage capacity than static RAM. Now, static RAM is the information stored in static RAM not to be refreshed, but it is remain stable long as the power supply is provided. Static RAM is costlier but has a higher speed than dynamic RAM. Okay, so there are two types of RAM: dynamic RAM and static RAM. Dynamic RAM is slower than a static RAM. Okay, and dynamic RAM has to be refreshed after every few milliseconds. Okay, next is ROM. We all know that ROM is read only memory. Okay, read only memory is an essential component for the memory unit. A computer, being a machine itself, has no intelligence or memory, and it is required instruction which are given by man. However, whenever a computer is switched on, it searches for the required instruction. The memory consisting of this essential instruction is known as read-only memory. This memory is permanent. Okay, this memory RAM is volatile memory and ROM is non-volatile memory. Okay, this memory is permanent as and it is not erased when the system is switched off. So RAM is non-volatile memory as is clear from its name. It is a read type of memory. It can be read only and not be written by user and programmer. And the types of ROM are PROM. P means programmable. Okay, it stands for programmable read only memory. In this type of PROM, the information is stored by the programmers after its manufacturing. It can be altered or erased later on. Okay, next is EPROM, erasable. Okay, erasable, it stands for erasable programmable read-only memory. It is similar to PROM, but its information can be erased later on by the ultraviolet light, and it can be reprogrammed. That means the difference between PROM and EROM is PROM is not erasable, but EPROM is erasable. Okay, next is EEPROM. E stands for electrically erasable programmable read-only memory. It is similar to ERPROM, but its information can be erased by using high voltage current. Okay, so erasable programmable read-only memory is erasable by ultraviolet light, and EEPROM is erasable by using high voltage current. Okay, next is disk driver. A disk driver enables the user to read, write, delete, and modify data on the storage disks. Okay, The main uses of disk driver is read, write, delete, and modify the data on a storage disk. It manages the input-output operation of the disk. It can be either external or inbuilt components of a disk. The most common type of disk driver is hard drive. Okay, we all know that what is hard drive. Okay, but several others types of disk driver exist as well. Some example: removable storage device, floppy drivers, and optical drives. Next is switch mode power supply or SMPS. SMPS is essential for safe running for power consuming appliance. Switching power supply have high efficiency and are widely used by variety of electronics equipments, including computers and other sensitive equipments require stable and efficient power supply. And it also contains inbuilt fans and relax excessive heat generated during the computer usage. That means the main uses of SMPS is stable and efficient power supply. This is the main uses of SMPS. Okay, next is modem. We all know that what is modem. The term modem is formed by the combining of what modulation and demodulation. Modem is the data communication equipment that translated the digital signal used by the computer into the analog signal. Okay, of the kind of travel by conventional telephone lines. The process of translating digital signals into the analog signal is called modulation. So modulation means translating digital signals into analog signals. Okay, a modem also converts the analog signals into digital signals at the receiving end of the computing devices. So here you can see the diagram of this modem function. Mainly the modem converts the signals, okay, digital signals into analog signals and analog signals into digital signals. Okay, the process which translated analog signals into digital signals is called demodulation. And the basic function of a modem is to enable communication between various computers of networks. Okay, various computers in networks. The main uses of a modem is communicating between various computers on a network, mainly the internet. There are mainly two types of modem: internal modem and external modem. Internal means is a card that installed into a slot within a CPU case on a computer. Internal modem is powered by power supply of a computer, and external modem is a box shaped device that is connected the serial port computer. It is called as it is placed outside the computer. The external modem is provided by an external power adapter connecting an electrical outlet. So there are two types of modem: internal modem, which is placed inside the CPU box, and external modem, which is connected through a serial port of a computer. Okay, now heat link. A heat link is an electronic device designed to dissipate the heat generated by the CPU. The cools it to improving performance and reliability. It also avoids the premature failure of a components. Here you can see the image of a heat sink. This is a fan. Okay, mainly is a fan. Next is port. A computer port is a connection between a computer and external or internal devices. Internal ports connected devices such as hard disk, CD, DVD, ROM. External ports may connected modem, printers, mouse, and keyboards, other devices. Okay. Main features of the ports are: external devices are connected to a computer using cable and ports. We all know that a computer has different types of ports. Okay, so external devices are connected to a computer by using these types of ports. Okay, ports are slot on the motherboard into which cables and external devices are plugged in. Computer ports have numerous functions and connected of various varying designs. First is serial port. This is the image of a serial port. Okay, serial port involves the transmission of data one bit at a time over a single communication line. It is used for external modem and older computer mouse that is do not require high speed transmission. Next is parallel port. Parallel port transfer the data in and out in parallel using then one communication line or wire. And the uses of this parallel port is used to scanner and printers that require high speed transmission. Next is P2S port. It also called mouse port. Okay, we all know that. Here you can see the image of this uh, port. In earlier this is the port which is used to connect the mouse and the keyboard. Okay, next is uses. It is also for old computer keyboard and mouse. Most of the old computer provided the PS2 port, one of the mouse and one for the keyboard. Next is universal serial bus, USB. USB can connect all kinds of external USB devices such as external hard disks, printer, scanner, mouse, and keyboards. It is used to transfer the data and also act a power supply for devices connected. We all know that what is USB. In the CPU box, in the front of the CPU box, there are two USB ports are there. Okay, nowadays USB ports are very common. Next is video graphics area, VGA. VGA is the main interface between the computer and older CRT monitors. It is similar to the serial port connector that has a pins. VGA port has a holes. Even modem LCD and LED monitor supports VGA ports, but the picture quality is reduced. With the increase in the use of the digital video, VGA ports are gradually being replaced by the HDMI port. Okay, HDMI nowadays HDMI port are used for displaying pictures. Okay, some laptops are equipped on the board VGA ports in order to connect the external monitors or projector. Next is firewire port. Firewire port is developed by the Apple, transferring large amount of data at a very fast speed. Okay, it connects camcorder and video equipment for the computers. Next is Ethernet port. Ethernet port resides on the Ethernet card. Data travels into 10 megabyte to 1000 megabyte per second depending upon the network bandwidth. It connects the network cable to a computer. It connects to a network at and high speed internet. Okay, this is mainly the internet connector port. So these are the different types of ports. uh, all of you have to read each and every port very carefully. Okay, and understand the concept of computer internal hardware. Okay, so today I am ending my discussion here. In my next video I will continue the chapter. Okay, so till then, take care, goodbye, and thank you.